Okay, we're back. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. This is part two of my autograph sneaker collection. This is Daryl D, by the way, and you're watching Daryl D TV. Um, yeah, man, I hope everybody checked out the first video. I kind of explained how I got into having different celebrities in hip hop culture sign my sneakers. And I've acquired quite a few signatures on quite a few pairs of sneakers, and I'm here to share them with you guys. So this is the second one. I decided I would just pull some of these sneakers like randomly and just kind of show you guys what I got, and hopefully I can remember where I got some of these signatures from. Now, as you can see from a distance, this one is pretty well covered. So we're gonna hop around and see what happens. I've taken my sneakers all over the country and met people all over the place, and I'm gonna try to remember all of this stuff. So let me start off by showing you this signature right here. I'll get a close-up of that. Am I looking at that right? Yeah, like that. This is from the crew Us Girls MC Debbie D. You can kind of see the Debbie there and then the D right here. Debbie D from Us Girls. Hey, let me tell you something. Who didn't like Beat Street? You understand what I'm saying? Everyone loves that movie. And obviously everyone loves Us Girls on there. You know, I've had the pleasure of meeting Debbie D a handful of times over the years. Every time in New York City, most of the times it was at the Crotona Park Jams, which I'm going to be mentioning that place a lot because that is like a gathering place of hip hop royalty. Every Thursday in July at Crotona Park in the Bronx, you have the Park Jams up there. They are hosted and now thrown by Grandmaster Caz, originally started by Christy Z and Popmaster Fable. Now Caz takes care of business over there, and basically it's just an old school park jam type party, but just done now in these modern days. And you see just all of the classic people from the 70s through the 80s just come through the park and just hang out, man. It's just the most incredible parties. I've taken a lot of highlights and footage right here on this channel. Go back and check out some of those videos, or just put Crotona Park Jams in the search bar, and I've probably got at least a dozen videos on here about Crotona Park. Different DJs, anywhere from DJ Breakout to Lord Finesse to Mel Star to Kid Capri to Technician the DJ, KK Rockwell, Popmaster Fable, Cutmaster DC, Mixmaster Ice, DJ, who, everybody, just everybody you can think of from back in those days. Everybody, trust me, Charlie Chase and Tony Tone, and anyway, you'll get what I'm saying. You watch enough of these sneaker videos, we're gonna cover probably just about everybody out there. So MC Debbie D, we'll start off with her, and then let's just go down this side of the shoe. This signature right here from the mighty Soul Sonic Force is Mr. Biggs. That definitely was at Crotona Park. Let's go over to this section right here. Who is that? Oh, that is DJ Cheese right there. I also met DJ Cheese at Crotona Park. Y'all remember DJ Cheese from Word of Mouth, the Coast to Coast, where the MC hosts and everybody knows we rock the most. Yeah, that DJ Cheese, the DMC champion DJ Cheese, the one who brought what we now call turntablism into the disco mixing championship and won. All right, that DJ Cheese was at the park. DJ Cheese from Philly. I believe he's from Philly. I hope I'm saying that right. Philly or Jersey? I think he's from... I don't recall. Anyway, yeah, I was very excited to meet Cheese, and I've met him a few times there at the park. Still gets busy. Man, what a pleasure. What a pleasure. He signed a few records for me as well. It was really cool to meet him. Oh, here's a cool one. Right above DJ Cheese, right over here, if you look real close, that is Ike C. Ike C, I believe, was down with the Zulu Nation. Old school New York hip-hop royalty. I wasn't as familiar with him. I believe I got this signature in 2008 or 9, somewhere in there. And I wasn't super familiar with him until a buddy of mine actually pointed out who he was. And then come to find out, he's really good friends with my homeboy Chino D. So they go back. So yeah, that was cool. Now let's look here on the end right here. And that is Lonzo from the World Class Wrecking Crew. Yeah, that World Class Wrecking Crew. From LA. Met him in LA at the Beat Swap Meet. This was right after his book came out. It's called NWA, Not Without Alonzo, where he basically talks about his whole career in the World Class Wrecking Crew. Of course, we know that DJ Yella and Dr. Dre was in the World Class Wrecking Crew, who went on to do NWA, and how all that NWA stuff was actually recorded right in Lonzo's crib. The same crib he lives in right now. So Lonzo was out there selling his book. He was set up. He was also selling copies of World Class Wrecking Crew on the cover of Hip Hop Family Tree, the comic book. And he was also selling a few other things. It was pretty cool. Real cool, down-to-earth brother. It was a pleasure meeting him. Now, let's see who we got down here. Oh, okay. So, let's go right under Lonzo. And that is Mr. T-Ski Valley. Y'all remember T-Ski Valley? I know the old school heads know exactly who I'm talking about. Remember that song? T-Ski, I'm not quite through. I got another funky break for you. Hit it. That T-Ski Valley, who's always hanging out in the park. I've gotten a chance to meet him 3-4 times over the years. He's always chilling in the cut somewhere. Real cool, down-to-earth brother. And then, right here, all of this scriggly stuff right here. Let me see if you can see it. You can't read that very well, but that is actually, I completely forgot. Completely forgot that I met this dude, but that is Spoonie G. Spoonie G, how cool is that? All of the years I've been going to the Crotona Park Jams and I never got to meet him. And I finally got to meet him. But you know what's crazy is I don't even remember that meeting. I don't remember that meeting. And it's probably because I don't, you know, Spoonie G didn't have a ton of records with his picture on it. I do have one. But you know, that came out back in the early '80s, so he doesn't look exactly like he does now. A buddy of mine had to point him out to me. Yo, Daryl, that's Spoonie G right there. A word, you know. Hey man, can I get you to sign? You know, so that was cool. But I don't remember. I don't remember the actual meeting. I wish I did. Sorry, Spoonie. Um, let's flip it over. Check this out. We're gonna go. Oh, way back here. We're gonna go way back here. This one is a little easier to read. What does that say? That's right, Mr. Ken Swift. Swift. I'm sorry, Ken Swift. That Ken Swift. Rocksteady Crew Ken Swift. One of the illest b-boys on the planet, Ken Swift, and all around down to earth, really cool brother, Ken Swift. That Ken Swift. Got to meet him at Crotona Park as well. He signed a record for me, Rocksteady Crew record. He also, I got some pics with him. I just recently got to hang out with him for a little bit, maybe a month or so ago, a couple months ago. Um, let's go down here. You see the picture of the Egyptian eye right there? Well, right above that Egyptian eye is the Egyptian lover. Now, I got this signature at the same time that I got the signature from Lonzo from the World Class Wrecking Crew. I was in LA at the Beat Swap Meet, and there were people that were set up like, make sure you guys look up the Beat Swap Meet. It was a record show, and over the years it just blossomed into this, I'm just gonna call it a giant hip hop slash music festival. So it went from being just records, just record dealers selling the illest records, to live performances, DJing, hip hop royalty walking around all over the place, different appearances, art, vintage gear, rap toys, a lot of food vendors. It just turned into, humongous b-boy ciphers, the whole nine. There was like 10,000 people that would come hang out down there, and it started off in Chinatown, and this particular occasion it moved into some big huge park that's down near Chinatown in LA. I can't remember the name of the park. And then they started like hopping around. They went to Santa Ana for a while, and then they started traveling around the country. So they were in Chicago, Las Vegas. They came to Phoenix 2-3 times. They were all over the place. I think they did New York. But it was a fantastic time. Make sure you guys do some research if you don't already know what I'm talking about when I talk about the Beat Swap Meet. So anyway, there were, there's tons of vendors set up, like tons. But there was an area where the big stage was, where a lot of the big DJs were performing. And they had, what's my man? Planet Asia. He was set up, and he was selling his new record. And then next to Planet Asia, I can't remember who was right next to him. And then right next to them was the Egyptian Lover. And right next to the Egyptian Lover was Lonzo. Lonzo from World Class Wrecking Crew. So all them brothers was all just set up all next to each other. So, I was just boom, 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 making my way to everybody. That's the first time. And the Egyptian Lover ended up DJing too. And then you know who strolled over there. Let me see. Am I going to talk about? Yeah, I'll talk about him in a second. There's another brother that was there too who also did a DJ set and who was also in the same mix. But anyway, yeah, I got to meet the Egyptian Lover, and I got to see him do a really cool DJ set. And the brother is just mad smooth, man, mad smooth. I remember, when his records dropped back in the '80s. Okay, so let's keep it going. Right next to the Egyptian Lover, this signature right here, man, oh man, oh man, this one kind of hurts. This is Grand Dragon KD from the Hilltop Hustlers. KD was Steady B's first DJ. So if you go check out, the very first album by Steady B, the Bring the Beat Back album, KD is all over that record, scratching and whatnot. I have every Steady B album that he put out, and so obviously I'm a huge KD fan, and I got to meet KD at Crotona Park a few times, at least three different times. And I tell you, like, sadly he passed away a couple years ago, maybe a year or so ago. Yeah, less than a year ago. And man, when I met KD that first time, just a real cool, mellow, laid back brother. You know what I'm saying? And then every time after that, because I ran into him at least 2, 3 more times after that, it was like we known each other forever. The fact that he saw me, and approached me and pointed me out, and I'm from Phoenix. I'm just in town visiting. He's from Philly. You know what I mean? So we're both meeting up or running into each other in New York, and he remembers everything about the last that first meeting, which was a year prior. You know what I mean? So every time I would run into him, it was just all love, and it was like he was a family member. You know what I mean? And so I was real hurt and saddened, when I heard he had passed. But rest in paradise. I will see you again, my brother, DJ Grand Dragon KD. Now let's go over to here. Now this was a surprise, because when I pulled this out, I had completely forgot that I had met Lee from Beat Street. I remember meeting him for the first time in New York at the Crotona Park Jam, but I didn't remember having him sign my sneaker. So he was just here a couple months ago here in Phoenix, and I had him sign a different sneaker. I completely forgot about this signature. So I'm starting to notice that there's like a few people that are on one sneaker or another twice, because I forgot that I had actually met them before. Because some people, you only see them that one time, or you think you only see them that one time. So you'll be seeing Lee from Beat Street on another sneaker at some point. And like I said, we all love Beat Street. I was just like completely starstruck, when I met Lee, and I just remember saying, man, when I wanted to be you, man, like, man, I wanted to be you, man. I love the movie and this, that, and the other thing. And he was just like, thank you, man, thank you. Big, huge smile on his face. Another real down-to-earth brother right there. That was a real pleasure to meet him. Now, let's go down here on the bottom here. And at the same Beat Swap Meet show in LA, who was hanging out in the same groups with, Egyptian Lover and Lonzo and all these guys. This is actually the Arabian Prince from NWA was there hanging out, and he did a DJ set as well. So wow, like all of these West Coast legends was there. This party this show, I should say, it was humongous. It was in this giant park, man, and it was one of those parks that it starts off like this, and then it's a higher level, and then it's a higher level, so the park looks like it's going up like that, or looks like it does like that. But it was an incredible show. There was a lot more, very well known DJs that were there, and there's always like DJ setups all over the place, and you might see production battles. They were having a lot of those. They were also there were a lot of bands that were jazz bands or funk bands. XL Middleton used to come out there and perform, which was pretty incredible. I've run into all kind of people, at those shows. Celebrity Percy P and Craig G and Crazy Legs and what's my man from the dude with the braids? I can't think of his name. Akil from Jurassic 5. Ella J, Tash from the Licks, just all kind of LA royalty walking around there. The Beat Junkies was always walking around there looking for records and whatnot. Really, really, really cool show. So yeah, now let me go back to the other side, because if you look right here within these stripes, I cannot read that. I completely forgot who that signature is from. And I was staring at this and staring and staring, and I can't make it out. It looks like a KRW, or I have no idea. I have no idea. Somebody take a screenshot of that and tell me if you can figure out who this signature is. So yeah, look at that, man. Is that cool or what? Is that cool or what? Yeah, so this is part 2. If you haven't checked out part 1, please go check that out so you can see the whole backstory behind why I decided to do this. And all of this stuff will make a whole lot more sense. All right. So I'll probably say something like that on every video instead of, going over the same story, because I got a lot of these to show. I have at least 10 pair of these autograph shoes. At least 10. So in each video is only gonna feature one sneaker, so that's 20 videos right there, and this is just number 2. Yeah, so you guys can look forward to seeing a whole lot more than just this. All right, so me and Adele, we about to get up out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is Daryl D, Daryl D TV, and we will see you next time. Y'all stay safe. Peace and love.